Opening, the last wave. He stood on the tarmac at London Airport, January cold, a thin, pale figure in a dark overcoat. His daughter Elizabeth and her husband Philip were boarding the plane for Kenya. He raised one hand in farewell. He smiled, a careful, deliberate gesture. Every courtier watching knew the truth. The king was dying. 6 days later, his valet entered the bedroom with morning tea. The king was still. His sleep had become something permanent. The news crossed continents. It reached a treehouse lodge in the Kenyan highlands. Elizabeth, 25 years old, a world away, was now queen. In the quiet of that African morning, a lifetime of her father's lessons became her only foundation. The reluctant king's promise. The crown fell to him in December of 1936. He never wanted it. His brother's abdication shattered the family's private world. Bertie, as everyone called him, was thrust into a role he had never prepared for. With tears in his eyes, he confessed to his cousin, Lord Mountbatten, "I never wanted this to happen. I've never even seen a state paper. I'm only a naval officer. It's the only thing I know about." His stammer was the outward sign of that private dread. Words, the very tools of a monarch, would catch in his throat. He would stand before expectant crowds in silence. The frustrations sometimes erupted in what the family called gnashes, bursts of temper born of a deep inadequacy. Yet within that struggle he made a private vow. His daughter, his Lilibet, would never feel as unprepared as he did. He found an unlikely ally in Australian speech therapist Lionel Logue. Their work was never about a cure. It was about management, about learning to carry a burden you cannot put down. George learned that a thing you cannot fully control can still be mastered, through discipline, through relentless effort. That lesson would become Lilibet's inheritance, the education of Lilibet. He built her a fortress of normalcy inside the chaos of royalty. He called them Us Four, himself, his wife, Elizabeth, and Margaret. A small, fiercely loyal family, a sanctuary where the outside world was held at bay. But inside that sanctuary, her education was deliberate. The war years became a living classroom. While children of privilege were sent to safety, the King and Queen stayed in bomb-scarred London. Buckingham Palace itself was struck. Elizabeth watched her father walk through the rubble. She heard the anti-aircraft guns at Windsor Castle. She lived under the same blackout restrictions as everyone else. Duty was never an abstract idea. It was the sound of falling bombs and her father's steady face. Then came the red boxes. While still a teenager, Elizabeth was given access to the government dispatches her father received each day. He sat with her. He explained the complexities of statecraft, the nuances of the Constitution. He arranged for Henry Marten, the Vice Provost of Eton, to tutor her in British history and governance. She diligently underlined passages in Walter Bagehot's The English Constitution, just as her father and grandfather had done before her. She was learning to be queen. He was still learning to be king. When 18-year-old Elizabeth asked to join the Auxiliary Territorial Service to learn to drive and repair trucks, he hesitated. It was a risk, but he recognized her determination. It was an echo of his own stubborn will. He relented. The moment of culmination came in 1947. On a tour of South Africa, on her 21st birthday, Elizabeth delivered a broadcast to the Commonwealth. Her voice was clear and earnest. "I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service." Her father was in the audience. He was not given to praise, but those present said he was too moved to speak. His pride was a silent, powerful force. All the while, the toll on him was becoming visible. The smoking, the pain in his legs, the gauntness in his face, a body failing under a crown he never wanted. Yet he did not slow down. As her confidence grew, his strength faded. A quiet transfer, not in ceremony, but in the small private moments between a father and his daughter. The unspoken transfer. By 1951, his illness could no longer be hidden. Surgery confirmed what those closest to him had feared. But the transfer was already underway. Elizabeth took on more of his duties. She stood in for him at the Trooping the Colour, a solitary figure on horseback, her composure steady and sure, his fading strength alongside her rising confidence. The contrast was unmistakable and quietly heartbreaking. The airport farewell in January 1952 was the final act of this handover. That smile on the tarmac was his last great service to her, a conscious choice to send his daughter away with a memory of strength, not of sorrow. He absorbed the weight of his own goodbye so she would not have to carry it. The legacy he left was not in jewels. It was in principle. Duty over self, steadiness in crisis, character, not ambition. A daughter's steadiness. The news reached Elizabeth in a world of sunlight and strange birdsong, and yet she did not collapse. She did not fracture. In the midst of her private grief, the lessons of a lifetime took hold. The constitutional tutorials with Henry Martin, her father's wartime resolve, the rhythm of duty she had lived since childhood, all of it became the bedrock upon which she would build a 70-year reign. Her father's struggle had become her strength. He had shown her that the crown belongs to the people who need it, not the person who wears it. The ordinary man who never wanted to be king had given his daughter everything she needed to be an extraordinary queen, not through grand speeches, not through ceremony, through the slow, quiet work of a father who kept going when everything was hard. Conclusion: the quiet inheritance. This crown was not passed with fanfare. It was passed in silence, in the small corners of palaces, in the steadfastness of a family called Us Four. George VI never called himself a great king. Elizabeth never called herself a great queen. Both of them just kept going, shaped by a shared understanding of service, passed down in the quiet moments that no one else ever saw. His was a quiet inheritance, duty over feeling, silence as strength. If you want to follow this story further, the queen he made and the 70 years she carried this legacy, subscribe to Palace Whispers Stories. The next chapter is waiting.